To install the pack, you just need to double-click to the file and then you will see the effect under the effect menu in the lazy Pack Vol.2. I tried to add a wide range of different effects, some very strong, and some more subtle. For example, I made my own film grain, so free version users can also pretend to be a hipster. One of the heavies effects is the 3D particle. This one is better to use it in an adjustment clip over your video. As a default, the amount of particles are lower, so it can load easier. Once you start increasing the X or the Y size slider, you can see more particles, but also will make the render slower. The position variance slider controls how close to your source image the particles will be. If you increase it, the particles will start to spread out. Every slider has a keyframe so you can animate anything and make it crazier. The depth strength slider is controlling the amount of the 3D effect, and the direction that particles will go, either inwards or outwards. You can guess what the color wheel is doing. It is changing the colors of the particles. The background color also I think is self-explanatory. You can change the color of the background, but if you want, you can set it to black, and bring the alpha channel down, then the background will be empty and you can place anything you want. Moving on, we have the glow on-off checkbox. By default is set to off to make it load easier. Once you set it to on, you can see the particles glowing, and you can control the brightness with the gain slider, increase or decrease the glow spread with the glow size slider, and adjust the threshold slider to set which part of the image are glowing. As with every effect in this pack, experiment with the sliders. Use the keyframes to animate some sliders so you can flex to the ladies. I will add some examples of different effects combined, animated and applied with mask, so you can see how you can maximize the pack. The color roulette will break your image into different color bands and circle through the colors. With the color circle slider, you can change the order of the colors. With the blend you control the strength of the effect obviously. Speed control is based on the length of your clip. If you use lower values it will make the colors circle slower. The band slider is to control how many bands of color you want to have. The gamma control is to adjust the midpoint of your image, and hue slider is to change the hue of the effect. The step print effect is one of those that I use very often. As you can see you have all these sliders in the edit page, so you can make it the way you like. Hold frames is the control of the stop motion effect. By default it is holding every frame for 3 frames long, but you can increase it or decrease it if you want. The position is moving the mask placement. You can adjust the width and height of the mask, or if you bring both down to 0, the effect will be all over your image. In my opinion it is always good to use a mask on it. You can move the mask, and make the effect only in one part of your clip. Next you have the soft edges slider. With this one you can control the mask softness. With the copies, as you can guess, you have the control over how many copies you want to have. Higher values will make the effect heavier. After that you have the glow controls. With the threshold control you can adjust which parts of the image is getting the glow. The gain and glow sliders are easy to understand what they do, and then you have the color controls to choose a color for your glow. The time halo effect will make a glowing edges halo that has a time offset. You can adjust the brightness of the halo, the glow size, the blend, and the color sliders to choose your color. The time slider is the most important. Here you set the amount of frames you want the offset to be. If you want you can use minus values also. This means the time halo offset will use previous frames. The vision effect I think is pretty cool also. You have the low and high control to adjust the parts of the image that you want to be affected. With the copies you set how many copies you want to have obviously. The pivot slider controls the pivot of the copies. If you animate this slider, you can get some cool looking effect. Size I think is easy to understand. It is controlling the size of the copies. With the displace slider, you can adjust the amount of the displace happening in the edges of the effect. After that we have the glow on, off checkbox, and the slider you need to adjust the glow to your liking. Spend some time with this effect and try to use the keyframes to animate some sliders. Don't expect to throw one effect over a 10 minutes long video and call it a day. This is a creative tool pack. Best use is always to keep the effect short. Use multiple effects together and combine it with a sound effect. You can use the ones that comes with the pack as a bonus. Every effect comes with its own controls that you can adjust right in the edit page, and everything work in the free version.